Look around. Some people work hard every single day and still stay broke, while others seem to touch money like it's magnet. Same city, same time, same opportunities. So why is your bank account still empty? Is it bad luck? Is it the economy? Or is it something deeper? Something nobody told you? Machiavelli once said, "The world is not ruled by the kind, it's ruled by the clever." And money works the same way. Because the truth is, you don't stay broke because you don't work. You stay broke because you play the game like a good person in a world that rewards power. You try to be fair, you try to be humble, you try to wait your turn. But money doesn't come to people who wait. Money comes to people who move. The rich don't beg for chances, they create them. They don't ask for permission, they take position. They don't waste years proving themselves. They build influence and let influence do the talking. And here's the painful part. You might be losing not because you are weak, but because you are too honest with the wrong people. You tell everyone your plans. You trust too quickly. You give too much. You forgive too easily. But power is not emotional. Power is strategic. Ask yourself, why do you keep saving small when you should be thinking bigger? Why do you keep working for people who don't even respect you? Why do you keep being loyal to a life that keeps you broke? Machiavelli's rules are not about being evil. They are about being awake. Because the world will not reward your effort, it will reward your value. And once you understand that, you stop chasing money. You start building leverage. You stop trying to impress people. You start becoming untouchable. And that is where the real game begins.
Most people believe one simple lie. If I work hard, I will get rich. And that lie keeps them broke for years. Because hard work is not the same as smart work. Hard work is not the same as valuable work. And hard work is definitely not the same as strategic work. You can wake up at 6 a.m. You can work 12 hours a day. You can sacrifice weekends. You can sweat, struggle, and grind, and still stay in the same place. Why? Because money doesn't pay you for effort. Money pays you for results. Money pays you for value. Money pays you for what you can produce, solve, or influence. A donkey works hard too, but it doesn't become rich. This is not disrespect. This is reality. The world is not emotional. The world is a system, and in every system, the person who understands the rules wins. Machiavelli's mindset is simple. He didn't say life is fair. He said life is power, and money is one of the biggest forms of power. So when you keep working without a strategy, you are basically running on a treadmill. You feel tired, you feel busy, you feel productive, but you are not moving forward. That's why you see people who work less than you earning more than you. They are not always smarter. They are not always more talented. They just understand the game. They choose the right skill. They choose the right circle. They choose the right timing. They choose the right opportunities. They don't do more. They do better. Because strategy is about direction. Hard work is energy. Strategy is aim. If your aim is wrong, your energy becomes wasted. You can dig for water for 10 years, but if you dig in the wrong place, you will die thirsty. That's what happens to people who stay broke. They keep digging, they keep trying, but they never stop to ask the real question: is this the right game? And here's the painful truth. Some jobs will never make you rich. Some businesses will never scale. Some skills will never pay big. Some environments will always keep you small. So if you want money, you must stop worshiping effort. You must start respecting strategy. You must start asking, where is the money flowing? What problems are people paying to solve? What skill can I learn that makes me rare? What move can multiply my income, instead of slowly increasing it. Because rich people don't just work hard, they work with a plan, they work with a target, they work with a purpose. And every action they take is connected to a bigger outcome. That's why they grow faster. That's why they escape quicker. That's why they build wealth while others stay trapped in survival mode. And once you understand this, your mind changes. You stop thinking like a worker. You start thinking like a player. You stop asking, how can I work more? You start asking, how can I win? Most people don't stay broke because they are lazy. They stay broke because they trust too easily. They believe everyone is good. They believe everyone wants to see them win. They believe if they are honest, loyal, and kind, the world will reward them. But Machiavelli would laugh at that. Not because kindness is wrong, but because kindness without awareness is weakness, and money is a battlefield. The moment you start trying to level up, something strange happens. People smile, but their eyes change. They clap for you, but their energy feels cold. They say, I'm happy for you, but deep inside they feel threatened. Because when you rise, it reminds them of their own failure. So what do most broke people do? They talk too much. They share every plan, every idea, every dream. They announce goals before results. They explain moves before executing. They post progress before winning. And that is dangerous. Because the wrong people don't just listen, they copy. They don't just copy, they sabotage. They don't just sabotage, they distract you. They plant doubt in your mind. They make you feel guilty for growing. They say things like, don't change, stay humble. Money isn't everything. Why are you acting different? But what they really mean is, come back down, stay like us, don't leave the group. And if you are too honest with them, you hand them the weapon. You give them access to your weaknesses. You tell them your fears. You tell them your financial situation. You tell them your next step. And later, when you are tired or confused, those same words come back to haunt you. Machiavelli's rule is simple. Never reveal your full plan. Never expose your full power. Never show your full hand. Because in life, people don't respect what they can control. They respect what they can't predict. This is not about becoming fake. This is about becoming protected. You don't have to lie. You just have to be quiet. You don't have to be rude. You just have to be selective. You don't have to cut everyone off. You just have to stop giving everyone a front row seat to your life. Because your dreams are fragile. Your goals are like a newborn baby. If you show them to the wrong people too early, they can die. That's why the rich move differently. They don't share everything. They don't trust everyone. They don't let emotions control their decisions. They understand one truth. Not everyone close to you is for you. Some people are only close because you are useful. Some people love the old you because the old you was easier to control. And when you start becoming stronger, they start becoming uncomfortable. So if you want to escape being broke, you must learn this. Be kind, but not naive. Be friendly, but not foolish. Be honest, but not exposed. Because money grows in silence. Power grows in privacy. And the moment you start protecting your mind, your plans, and your energy, your life starts changing faster than you ever expected. Most broke people live like they are waiting for permission. Permission to start, permission to speak, permission to be seen, permission to win. They wait for the perfect time. They wait for someone to notice them. They wait for a boss to promote them. They wait for a friend to support them. They wait for life to finally become easy. And while they wait, other people move. Other people take space. Other people take opportunities. Other people take attention. Other people take the seat at the table. This is one of the biggest differences between the rich and the broke. The rich do not beg for chances, they create them. Machiavelli would say something powerful here. In this world, the person who acts first controls the story. Because when you move first, you shape the environment. You become the one people react to. But when you wait, you become a follower. You become a background character in someone else's movie. And that is why you stay broke. Because money is not for people who hesitate. Money is for people who take position. Taking position means you stop being invisible. You stop being the quiet person in the corner. You stop being the nice guy who never asks. You stop being the talented one who stays hidden. You step forward. You claim a role. You claim an identity. You claim a market. You don't just say, I want to be successful. You say, this is what I do. This is what I offer. This is the value I bring. And when you take position, something changes. People start seeing you differently. Because humans follow confidence. Humans follow clarity. Humans follow someone who looks like they know where they are going. Broke people want guarantees. They want proof before action. They say, if I knew it would work, I would start. But the rich understand a brutal truth. Nothing is guaranteed. You start first, then you learn, then you improve, then you win. That's why rich people don't wait to be ready. They become ready by doing. They don't wait for permission to sell. They sell and learn. They don't wait for permission to build. They build and adjust. They don't wait for permission to lead. They lead and grow. And here's the part most people don't understand. Opportunities don't come to the best person. They come to the bold person. Sometimes the smartest person stays broke. Sometimes the most talented person stays stuck. Sometimes the most hard-working person stays tired because they never stepped into the arena. They never took the risk. They never made the first move. Machiavelli's rule is clear. Power belongs to the one who takes it, not the one who deserves it. So if you want money, you must stop waiting for someone to pick you. Pick yourself. Create your own lane. Create your own offer. Create your own brand. Create your own network. Start where you are with what you have. And even if you feel scared, do it anyway. Because fear is normal, but hesitation is expensive. And the longer you wait, the more your life gets controlled by people who were never better than you. They were just faster than you.
Most people think money comes from working harder, but the truth is, money comes from leverage, and leverage comes from value, influence, and power. This is the final shift that separates the broke from the wealthy. Because broke people live in survival mode. They trade time for money. They trade energy for money. They trade their whole life for a paycheck. And the sad part is, time is limited. So even if they work harder, they only earn a little more. But rich people don't think like workers. They think like builders. They ask one question again and again. How can I get paid more without working more? And the answer is always the same. Value, influence, leverage. Value means you become useful, not in a small way, but in a rare way. You don't just learn a skill, you master a skill that solves expensive problems. Because the bigger the problem you solve, the bigger the money. If you can solve a problem that saves people time, they will pay you. If you can solve a problem that saves people stress, they will pay you. If you can solve a problem that makes people more money, they will pay you a lot. That is value. But value alone is not enough. There are many skilled people who are still broke. Why? Because nobody knows them. That's where influence comes in.
Influence means people trust you, people follow you, people listen to you. It means your name becomes weight. When you have influence, you don't chase customers. Customers come to you. You don't beg for opportunities. Opportunities find you. You don't explain your worth. Your presence already proves it. And influence is not about being famous. It's about being respected. It's about being known in the right rooms. It's about being seen as the person who delivers. Now here is the final piece, leverage. Leverage is the secret weapon of the rich. Leverage means you stop depending only on your own hands. You use systems, you use people, you use technology, you use networks, you use money itself. A worker can only earn once for 1 hour, but a person with leverage can earn while sleeping. They can sell the same product to one person or 10,000 people. They can create something once and get paid again and again. That is how wealth is built. And Machiavelli would tell you something harsh but real. The world does not reward the person who tries the hardest. The world rewards the person who controls resources. Resources are money. Resources are attention. Resources are people. Resources are information. So if you want to escape the broke cycle, you must stop living like you are small. Stop thinking like you are powerless. Start building yourself like an empire. Learn skills that pay. Build a name that matters. Create systems that multiply. Because once you have value, influence, and leverage, you don't just earn money, you gain control. And control is the real definition of wealth.